Now we're going to Zambia. In Zambia, you see Zambia right here? This is Zambia. Beautiful place, lovely people, very interesting human beings. Now in Zambia, something really drastic happened a couple of months ago. Zambia demands more compensation over massive toxic spill in February 2025. A catastrophic toxic spill occurred in Sino Metal, Lich, Zambia, couple of months. So basically, a mining company run by Chinese people did something really bad in Zambia. Okay, they usually block water so they can scrutinize the water and check for minerals. Now that protection they had broke into a river, and whatever broke into a river was a mass full of toxics and chemicals that are dangerous for the human being. And this river, the key to a river, is very important for the Zambians because it's literally the river that feeds millions of people, and a lot of people drink from that river. And the spill was bad. Okay, this released about 1.5 million tons of acidic waste into the waterways, contaminating the Kafue River. I mean, imagine in your country, you have Chinese people come to your country to do mining, but then because they don't respect anybody, they throw chemicals into the water, and whichever protection they had just broke into the main river, contaminating the entire river. So basically the river was dead. All the fish, everything dead. The birds dead. And a lot of people right now are finding themselves in difficulties. People getting near the river are experiencing vomiting, diarrhea, and many stuff. Independent investigator from South Africa found a dangerous level of cyanide, arsenic, lead, uranium, and many other things. This is not the first time by Chinese, unfortunately. Chinese people don't respect nothing in Africa. They've done these crazy things in the Congo. They've spilled things. They've done crazy things in Ghana, destroying infrastructure, destroying water, fish. I mean, in Ghana, they go look for minerals, but they use chemicals in the water. What end up happening is the water run through villages. These villages use this water for drinking and for other purpose. Now, these villages can't use the water anymore because the Chinese up there have spoiled the water with chemicals. Now, initially, the Zambian government got paid a few $100,000, talking about $400,000 for this mess. Imagine, you've come from China to another African, you've left China going to an African country, you've created a mess and you paid $400,000 for the damage. How much disrespect is that? Now the community said, no, we're not going to accept that. We want $420 million compensation, basically for relocation, medical treatment, livelihood restoration. We also want the same money to establish an emergency environmental reparation fund. People need to be paid. You've just messed up people's life. I mean, Chinese people don't respect nothing. I mean, you go to China and do something like this and see if you're going to survive. You won't survive, my brother. They will unalive you very quickly, very fast. They have no respect for Africans. No respect. Look at what they did in Kenya. They even called the president of Kenya monkey. Imagine a Chinese person going to Kenya and say the president is a monkey.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you are punishing me.
Because you're Kenya.
So you are punishing me because
everyone, every Kenyan, even Edna, this is all the Kenyans. Even Uhuru, Kenyatta, all of them.
It's like a
yeah, sure.
The president of this country.
Yeah, sure. You can go to court and tell me who has the evidence. Kenyans like an actor, you know. Just speak is cheap. I also can like a Kenya, you know. So this is what I'm saying. I have to give a letter to you. You have to sign. Only later.
So, Judge, I think you should go back to China.
Really? And why you have to stay here?
You see, even if you don't fire me,
no, I will fire you after I go back to China.
No problem. I will not work here forever.
Sure. You should not do the business with Chinese, no?
But whatever you are doing is extremely wrong.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't belong to here. I don't like here. Like a monkey people. I don't like. Talk with them. Smell is bad, and poor, and foolish, and black. Who like them? Why not the bright people? Like the American?
Then why are you coming to do business in Kenya if we are poor, we are black, for money?
Yeah.
Why is it that you need our money?
Money is important.
Money is important.
Sure. Why not?
But why don't you go and look for money from the fellow whites? Why are you coming to Africa where like specifically Kenya? We are black, we are poor.
This is for others.
Why are you coming for our money? If we are poor, why don't you give us the bags for free? Why are you exchanging? Yes. The US has US aid. They give us donations. Yeah. If we are poor, you should be giving us these motorbikes for free. You donate for free because you don't expect money from poor people.
In your short, if a great signature, the letter.
No, I'm not going to sign.
Okay, I'll give you the letter. Go.
No problem.
He says everybody stinks. Black people stink. That's what he said. The only reason I'm here is for business. And props to the Kenyans because the very next day they found him, they took him and they threw him back to China. They have no respect. You go to places, Chinese people push you. Like I was in Tanzania lately as I was trying to board into an aeroplane. You know, when you pass the security gate, you know, checking your stuff, you get your computer out and stuff. There was a bunch of Chinese, like maybe 20 of them. And one of them is like, yeah, asking his friend to pass. They're passing all the black people like a special convoy. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? This dude just came later than everybody. He's just passing him. I was like, hey, go back. Then he was like, he's telling his friend, this one is not from here. You could see I wasn't. No, because that's how they perceive Africans. They have no respect. So people in Zambia are suffering from skin rashes, breathing difficulties, vomiting, and many other things. And the Chinese want to pay 400,000. So the community say, no, you are paying $420 million in compensation to all the people. And congratulations to the Zambians. I truly hope the money get to the people, if ever the Chinese do pay. Now, it's unfortunate because Zambia is one of those countries that embrace China a little too much, okay? Apparently in Zambia, you see many boards written in Chinese, okay? Not in English, but Mandarin. The airport was built by the Chinese. In Zambia, we had reports where a restaurant was owned by a Chinese. There was a Zambian guy with his Chinese woman, went to the restaurant. They refused to let them in. They allowed the woman to come inside, but they refused to let him in because they say he wasn't the right shade of color. In his own country, imagine, in your own country being told you cannot enter because you don't look light enough.
These two other guys were in front of us. They went in, these Chinese nationals. They went in. So when my wife and I were going in, there was this lady behind the counter. She was shouting something. She was yelling something. So for me, I just looked at her, but then I couldn't understand. So I walked in again. Then she repeated the same phrase. So at this time, I looked at my wife because she was looking in my direction. So I looked at my wife. My wife had stopped moving. So I asked her, what is she saying? So the lady said, foreigners are not allowed in this shop.
That's Zambia for you. In Zambia, there was a guy, I think, very strong mayor, I believe, that went to a Chinese company telling them to stop mistreating the people of Zambia because at that specific time, I think it was COVID, and many of the workers from Zambia were forced to work overtime. They could not go back to their homes because the Chinese did not want them to go home and get COVID. So they were forced to work 24/7 every single day. So this representative of the government went to see the Chinese company, said, you cannot treat people this way. This is disrespect. This is our country. Okay? You cannot do this. You know what happened next? Apparently they kicked him out of his position as a government official because he went to express himself against the Chinese and asking them to treat African people appropriately. And that is the biggest problem with Africans because Africans are usually the biggest enemies of Africans. When one African is fighting against colonialism and external power for the freedom of other Africans are fighting him back. That is the crazy stuff you see. Let me know how you feel about this. And again, the Chinese people being asked to pay $400 million for the shit they've created in Zambia after they paid $400,000. Drop a comment, fellas. YouTube say a lot of you guys watch videos, but you don't comment. Please do comment. God bless.